Hey yo, what's up, what's up? It's Axel Raighn right here with Hot or Bxtch Stop. Yo, today we got Tory Lanez, the new Toronto 3. Yo, man, we about to get into that shit. So let's play that intro. Hit it. So straight off the bat, man, I'm going to say I took a listen to this and it was kicking. It was kicking. It had some nice parts where you got a little bit of old Tory. If you checked out the new Toronto 2 or even the new Toronto from him, there's some references to that. So there's a lot of that going on, but mainly the songs that slap. Let's talk about that, because that's what you fucking came here for. The songs that slap. Is it hot or is it nah? All right, so right now, just going top to bottom, a good majority of the album, my opinion, remember, all this is just opinionated. The good majority of the album is not as strong as some of his other albums. Not as strong. I know this was his last album with Interscope, but this isn't as strong as some of his other albums, even in the new Toronto series. There's, you already know, Broken a Minute. You already know, Who Needs Love and Do the Most. So those singles that were already hot, quarantine, already hot, are on here. So you're gonna get a good package of things. It's gonna get it's like a mixed bag of fruit. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna play a little bit of a snippet of each track, a snippet, and we're gonna go through, and I'm just gonna hit it with the thumbs up, thumbs down, or I'm gonna even make some commentary on it. Okay, but right now that's how we're gonna start off and go right into it. So we're gonna start off with Pricey and Spicy. All right. And just so we can get through this, we're just going to go and do a little bit of each track.
It's been way too long, my stomach touching. I know I gotta get right, cause the summer coming. Talk to me nicely. Talk to me nicely. Yeah, move slow. Whipping on dough, back on road, picking up paper, dipping in stage, getting to the cash. Shooters all go, shooters all go.
So straight up, this is the mood. The entire album is this is what he's trying to do. This is the image he's trying to portray. So. And it's real. It's real. He's not capping. I want to make sure that's clear as fuck. He's never capped. But yeah, no, this. So he starts off strong with Pricey and Spicy, and so I'm gonna say, yo, that's a heads up on that. Moving on to the coldest Playboy ever, or the coldest Playboy. Excuse me. Now, straight off the bat, I'm gonna tell you, it got a nice vibe. It just wasn't my favorite. I wasn't vibing with it.
She left me out for dead. They left me out for dead. She like my mama told me. I'm back on road. I'm like, fuck a friendship. That's a costly pleasure. Can't afford no homes. Niggas plotted on me. Damn, they laid on me. I was begging them for my shot. They niggas played on me. I'm back on road. So let them wait on it. I call the shots now. I make the plays on it. Lying to my bitch so much, I'm starting to believe it.
Alright, so that's the coldest Playboy. I know I'm cutting it off right when he's getting into it, but yeah, dude snaps on here for real. But
got my heart broken, bitch, and threw me back in savage mode. If she ever let me fuck again, it'd be a grab and go.
Yeah.
Well, they held it down, but bitch, you got me looking
stupid again.
I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody. The double champ does what the he wants.
About to go stupid again. She out the roof of the bench. I'm about to do it.
Lot of bounce. Lot of bounce.
Just made a flip out the rock. For the frame mule, I jump out the jeweler again. I fuck money up on the re-up, but I got it right back and I'm doing it again. Hey, bag full of bricks, back selling niggas like you and again. Trap ain't bump like this and so see, so much shit start you and again. Clear it out, sticker, and out. Flip wear mouse. I ain't never about to give him fair mouse. I ain't never finna hit him with triple.
So that's Stupid Again. Yeah, it has a lot of bounce, and you're gonna find that in this album. You got a lot of tracks with a lot of bounce. Stupid Again, Pricey and Spicy, of course, Broken a Minute. We about to get into 10 fucks. All right. This is yo miente, yo. This is yo.
What a bitch say.
This is your normal Tory, where he likes to sing. So it's always about.
I was fucking with you, now the shit is getting risky. You don't need no help for no one just to come and go for 458, falling in it like a golf course. I just wanna love her, but she calls though. Can't believe she got me carved though, like a carved though. I'm that nigga with the cash out of for the stash though. Girl, I came up from.
Again, bounce, vibes. That's what you're gonna get from this album. Yo, so Dope Boy's Diary right here.
Perfect. So you got filming, nigga. So my bitch, I love her, she ain't sitting back. My heart, I can't play with that. Fuck it, that's that. And we made it that. Running through the trap to find my real, try and make it back. Be on tripping, I'm just trying to cop my son his favorite snacks. Love from the crib, bloods and GDs. Scamming out the bank, I made like 50,000 on TD. In the strap, my homeboys, my heart, but shit, I gotta move greedy. Got a budget for the lawyer case I lose with this PD. Cause we trying to get more than rich for the fame and all the glitz.
Alright, accidents happen right there. Yo, and shout out real quick to Don Cannon, man. Don Cannon was doing his thing on this album, and also Play Picasso. Man, Play Picasso has been working with Tory since the beginning, killing it, man.
Call me down when I was sleeping, but I promise I never
This is
lie
accidents
again.
happen. I love this, honestly.
Nigga might just hit you on accident. Reload the strap again. We coming back again. Double crossed on the nigga, we hit him and it ain't by accident. Throwing new racks again. Blowing through stacks again. Hella new blacks again. Spitting these facts again. Sipping the dirtiest, baby. The shit been coming get the earliest, baby. I'ma spit it up courteous, baby. The first to the fucking 30th, baby. It ain't the place a nigga can't go. One umbrella, that's a fucking game, though.
So the next one we about to jump into is Broken a Minute. Y'all know it. I know it. Y'all love it. I'm about to do another review on it, and just check that out. It's going to be a little bit more in depth, especially with the music video and everything popping. Let's get into it.
Yeah, the word demise, nigga. Fuck these niggas talking about, nigga. When they swing that way to the right, you swing to the left, you heard? Damn, I ain't been broke in a minute. Don't get it fitted. Toe off the bow in a billy. Fucking your hoe in a kidney. Fuck up the city. I do not dance or jiggy. Gun is tucked under this finny. I like it, I spin it. I just came right out the jewelry. The ice on my neck and my wrist and my fist. I ain't finished. I was just working at Denny's. Came back and counted some millions.
So as you already know, high energy. That's track number 7. We about to move on to track number 8, Pain. P-A-I-N, Pain. Again, another track that's a vibe. It's low energy, but it's the right type of energy if you're trying to chill, you know what I mean?
No lights, top days, still push. Fuck a nigga, we slide and block, they still push. 12 watching, but you got kids, you gotta get it. And I gotta put some food up in their kitchen. These niggas giving my pain in it. Hey, and all this shit it took a nigga just to get. Nigga try.
So that was Pain. Alright, we're gonna move on to track 9, Adidas.
Yeah. Dope stash in my beam, I can cash out on Adidas. Should I trap, should I rap, and spend this cash out on the feature? My niggas is in the feeling, they adopting, so I teach. But I gotta spend this cash out on this motherfucking reel. I'm trying to be a leader, shit, I'm falling in my past. The trap calling for this cash, I scrape the bottom of the stash.
Honestly, this is one of my favorites on this album. I just vibe with it,
Trying to grab an RP, my nigga black, cause they chopped him in the pieces. He was trying to duck police, I was trying to duck the reaper. I was on the block, hustling, just trying to stuff the reefer in the pocket with the Nina shit. I'm popping with the heater if I need her. I'm in the kitchen baking.
So that was track number 9. We're going to move on to track number 10, Who Needs Love. You already heard it. It's a single that has already been released. The next 2 are going to be singles, so we're just going to hit them real quick. We're just going to touch on them.
Who needs love?
Again, play Picasso. Just killing it again. Just
When
doing
I
his
got these
thing.
diamond VVS's on my neck, big pointers all in my bezel, call it my best. I spend 100,000 all counting. Money made me happy every time I count it. Who needs love? When I come around flexing, I don't need no loving from anyone of my exes. I don't need no stressing, phone call, texting. Don't kiss me, bitch, kiss my necklace. Who needs love? Hey. Baby, who needs love? Hey.
So I got a little excited on the last track. And so right now we're going to move on to track 11, Do the Most, one of my favorites. We're going to have a full video detailing that, but we're going to hit that first 30 seconds and just give you a little snippet and just give you my thoughts right there. All right.
To my ex, I might never fall in love again. Chase nothing but the liquor in the cup again. I did a show, I'm leaving with 100 bands, and I ain't stunner man. Yeah, I got 2 birds like stunner man. Hotline blink, it's 100 bands in the nightclub. They be like you done it, man. In the night chain, looking like that. Got the house party on tilted. I fought that girl, and for my girl, I feel guilty. Gotta feel me, I'm filthy. I call a lot of women, baby, she my real babe. She got that ice cream. She supersizing, nigga. Swimming in it, feeling like a scuba diver, nigga. Say you got my point. This besides it, nigga. You can't even sit that ass beside it, nigga.
So this track, Do the Most, has Ron Sizzle on it. Not really familiar with this producer, but I checked out some of his older work. Killer. We also got CP Dub. We got him on there, and he's killer as well. But we're going to move on to the next track. It's called Penthouse Bread. Alright, track number 12. Again, a vibe. So he goes back and forth between a vibe and hella bounce, trying to get the crowd hype, but also calm them down. Like, it's like that.
Places that you could wanna be cooped up. I know the truth, yeah.
It's like that hype man, like
you got your tongue
Lil Jon,
got a divine
that gets everybody turned
Let's go
up,
from
but
Hennessy
then
to red and white wine
got-
vibes. See you require time, you need some quiet time. No, you can't fuck no one that fuck you in they side time. They tryna hide love, girl I provide mine. I know the guidelines that I gotta abide by. Oh Miami nights, I'm in the Benz, Ocean Drive. Tryna never let you in again, but you gon' slide by.
But you know that's
Always
Tory.
need reason in the
Tory's
seasons where I need you.
multi-talented.
Things you
He can
say
do
in
that.
public, I would rather keep it
Penthouse
secret.
Bread.
But you know that I love all of that.
Next one is Letter to the City 2. He did Letter to the City 1. I think it was in the New Toronto 2 or is 1. Somebody's gonna correct me, but it's cool.
Soon as you hear this verse, I'm out the record deal. And she did 12 albums, 4 years, and that's a record still. Head to the sky like Emma Till off the stepping wheel. And minus all the sex appeal, your boy about to flex for real. Rolls Royce colored in 4 doors, cause my son in it. I'm driving down the Gardiner, Toronto home city with 2 chains that I parted up. Yeah, putter and possum.
Okay, so that was Letter to the City 2. In that track, he used the same beat he used in the first Letter to the City, and I think that's a track that needs to be discussed one-on-one. Maybe it needs a video of its own, but Letter to the City is very important because that shows his chops, it shows his history. It's him taking a second to be real with his audience. It's him taking a second to encapsulate on his life, the life he chose, the life he had to live. And so I think the Letters to the Cities are some of the most important parts that he has on his album. I know he only has 2, but this is one of the most important tracks on his album because it showcases his chops and it lets him tell his story. The next track we have is Back to Business. It's going to be track 14. We got 2 more tracks to go. So let's play it.
Mama told me that I get rich of all these melodies.
Again,
Instead I'm getting
This isn't actually one of my favorite tracks. Not because it's not good, but it doesn't have that Tory bounce. It doesn't have that Tory bounce that I'm looking for, or that Tory vibe where he's trying to lullaby me to sleep. So it's just not one of my favorites. D&D is track 15.
Do not disturb me. No, you thirsty ass bitches got me thirsty. No, you hating ass niggas wanna murder me. All of my exes don't deserve me. Curve them same way them bitches curve me. Red and purple Vince Carter on a jersey. Keep a bell on my seats and looking curvy. I'm 40 Glock really rocking, this movie sturdy. If she ain't fucking me proper, I do her dirty. About to fuck this older chick, she in her 30s. Keeping nothing in the stick for every journey. You want this D, little mama, you gotta earn it. Full airplane mode, don't disturb me. Walking back in and I'm telling my...
So D&D, that was the last track we just played. Man, D&D got a lot of bounce, to be honest. He was doing his thing. It's a vibe. It has a lot of bounce. We're going to move on to the next track. It's a Message for God's Children, and that's going to wrap up his album. And then we're going to give our final thoughts and final opinions.
Now these televisions that raised me made me feel like it was gravy and wasn't crazy. Nowadays the kids all lazy, the pics all crazy. In the land of doing drugs and busting clips off safety. I be crying to the Lord in the times that I feel unsure. Wisdom of the scriptures like carving lines in a sword. I pray we stay together like all the vines on the wall. Climbing until we fall and driving until we stall. Designer clothes got us here dying in every store. Buying it when we pour, knowing this shit a hassling. Money that should have been going to owning bigger castles, and still we a dibble dabble and try to find it abroad. Living life in this fog, our eyes covered with all this self-inflicted danger, we could die from it. I'm running through the game just trying to find some ties from it. I was bugging the times that I said that I love it, because I grew to love myself and who hovers above me, and plus my family and my brothers who love me. This is God's purpose. I know the devil wanna scratch me off service, but every attempt he trying is worthless. That boy never get me or represent me. Fall out and get to resent me. I'm part of Jehovah army. I know exactly who sent me, and I don't mean to sound like I'm preaching you down. Disregard my past ways, this what I'm teaching you now. Words that I should have been spoke, I'ma speak them up now. Niggas try to either my style while keeping me down. I can tell you, so many people won't find reason for living. Wanna be a helping hand but don't know how to give it. I told them, fall on your knees, repent for your evil deeds. Ask God to show you, but nigga actually seek. Meaning when you say it, don't pray it, because I told you. Do it for the need of him to show you. I'm telling y'all, I ain't never ever felt better, dog. Belly pulling off, bent taker still smelling off. Yeah, I love my haters when they jealous, dog. Cause all that I can do is flourish, dog. Yeah, they start.
So straight up, my thoughts and opinions on the album. Tory did his thing, honestly. Tory did his thing, honestly, throughout this album. It's not one of my favorites. I'm gonna be real. He has a lot of bangers. He has a lot of tracks that I'm just vibing with, but it's not one of my favorite Tory Lanez albums. Let's not even compare him to anybody else. Let's compare him to himself. It's not one of my favorites. I've known Tory since the beginning, since the first New Toronto, and I've known him even before that. When he got onto the market, when he dropped I Told You, which is hands down my favorite album, my favorite album that he's ever made. It's the most creative, the most original, and the most impactful out of all his albums. When he came out with I Told You and got onto the main circuit, I was really vibing with him. I was really fucking with him. The New Toronto 3 shows how much he's grown in his career and how much he's willing to put on for the game. And by the game I mean put on for Interscope and show his chops and show what he can do. Now, throughout the New Toronto 3, there is a consistent balance between him flowing and a consistent balance between him being both a singer and a rapper. A lot of people don't know this, but Tory Lanez can actually sing. Every musician, every singer ever has used some form of autotune. And Tory is one of those singers that can actually come with the smoke. He can actually come and back up the claims that he says when he says that he is multi-talented. Now, on this new Toronto 3, I'm happy there wasn't as much singing because that's not what the new Toronto series is about. It's not a pop album. It's not supposed to be. He has pop singles on there, to be clear, but it's not a pop album. And so he's not trying to cater to that demographic versus like Memories Don't Die, which is super pop, and Love Me Now Reloaded, where he was just being his fun, goofy self, and again, super pop, where he's just trying to get that pop hip hop vibe and cater to that market. So the new Toronto 3, in my opinion, is a good album. It's a good album. It's a good album. It's a great album, actually. It's not my favorite out of all the albums he's released. It's not his best out of all the albums he's released. And, you know, there's some subjectivity into that because, again, I'm a diehard for I Told You. I Told You. I'm a diehard for I Told You. And so, and Memories Don't Die was really, really good. I like went out of my way to see him multiple times in concert for Memories Don't Die. So the new Toronto 3 is hitting me in a couple areas that I'm feeling, and it's not hitting me in a couple areas and not. So what I'm gonna rate this is, I'm gonna rate this new Toronto. I rate everything out of 5. So 1 through 5 scaling system. All right. So what I'm gonna rate this is, I'm gonna rate this I'm gonna rate this 4 twerking hoes off the patio. 4 twerking hoes off the patio, straight up. Because I'm gonna tell you this, the man got some bounce throughout the whole album. And it appeals both to men and women with not only the vibes he was trying to set, but also the stigma he was trying to set. So I'm going to say 4 twerking hoes off the patio, straight up, because you know bad bitches going to be twerking to some of these tracks, all right? I ain't been broken a minute. Do the Most. Shit, man, Do the Most is crazy. I love that track. So straight up, 4 twerking hoes off the patio. Hey, yo, so, yo, that's it, yo. I'm gonna give this nigga a hot, bro. This shit was hot. This album was hot. So we just gonna give him a hot, and we vibing with Tory, and yo, keep on working with Playboy Picasso because that man is crazy, man. And some of my favorite songs don't even have him on it, but still, I love Playboy Picasso as a producer and as an engineer. So, yeah, man, really love this album, and yeah. You guys should definitely support Tory. Go check out his merch. He got Quarantine Radio merch coming out, already out. And so make sure you go check on that. And he's also DJing on TikTok, going crazy, you know, just going crazy everywhere. So, hey, yo, this is Axel Raighn. Yo, I'm out.
Raighn.